Former Environment Minister Catherine McKenna tried to rehab her image in an interview with the Weather Network this past week. Too bad much of it wasn't exactly true. I watched it, so you don't have to. We'll go through it together.
So you're the rebel media that happens to call me Climate Barbie. You will not call me names. You won't talk about...
Former Liberal MP and Great Green Resetter Catherine McKenna, that absolute perpetual victim, just completely made up history to make herself the hero in her own fairy tale. Look at this. In the latest episode of Changemakers, Sophia, TWN, that's the Weather Network, sits down with Catherine McKenna to learn about, oh my goodness, how she rose above the harassment of being called Climate Barbie to reach great heights and the global environmental work she is currently tackling. Former Environment Minister Catherine McKenna, who now works for the United Nations because of course she does, claimed in a recent interview with the Weather Network that she negotiated the United Nations Paris Accord in response to Climate Barbie insults, even though that all would have taken place in December 2015, just mere weeks after McKenna became the environment minister.
And then one day I was at the UN and I looked and my Twitter's exploded. And I realized that a conservative politician who had been a minister had just called me Climate Barbie. And then I was like, okay, it's done. I'm not holding back now because it's not cool.
As hate came in, Catherine McKenna used it to fuel her fire to create positive change. As people sent mauled-up Barbie dolls to her house, she led the signing of the Paris Agreement, a worldwide commitment to limit irrevocable consequences of climate change.
Can't you see? McKenna didn't want to be made fun of, so she had to punish you for mocking her by bringing in onerous, job-killing climate policies. It was all personal. You asked for it, with all that nasty speaking truth to power and all, as if that's not bad enough. A petty abuse of power by a tyrant drunk on power. But it's also a lie. McKenna had not yet been given that moniker. How do I know? Because I had not then coined the phrase Climate Barbie. You know that, right? McKenna's so-called misogynistic attack was a nickname coined by me, a woman, for those of you keeping track at home. And I did it to poke fun at McKenna for doing stupid things like claiming to ride a bike to work in high heels. You know, like Barbie might with her little pink briefcase in the basket or whatever. Now, giving credit to my male colleagues for the clever moniker that stuck to McKenna like glue and stripping me of the credit to serve her own victimhood agenda, thereby erasing the woman's role in the joke. Who's the sexist now, Kathy?
So you're the rebel media that happens to call me Climate Barbie. You will not call me names. You won't talk about the color of my hair. You won't make fun of me. It is completely unacceptable.
But wait, there's more, because of course there's always more. Let's go back to 2019. The Climate Barbie insult wasn't as terrifying as McKenna painted it out to be. It's here in a CBC clip.
And I said, well, you know what? Time to get a climate action Barbie. So I don't know if that's the answer.
Is there one?
There isn't one, but if there was one, I think she'd be on a bicycle. She'd have her water bottle, a reusable water bottle. She'd have her, metal straw, and she'd be pretty awesome.
What a weird liar McKenna is. I don't know if she reached out to Mattel or not, but who can even believe her at this point? She's so unfamiliar with the truth and normalcy that she thinks it was some sort of flex to brag about using, or rather abusing, her role to punish the people who make fun of her. And none of it was true anyway. But as we know, McKenna doesn't actually care all that much about the truth. Remember this? When she was on the 80-proof truth serum that one time?
I actually gave them some real advice. I said that if you actually say it louder, we've learned in the House of Commons, if you repeat it, if you say it louder, if that is your talking point, people will totally believe it.
For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn-Reid. McKenna says that she brought in job-killing climate policies to punish people for making fun of her. She was one of the biggest pushers of carbon taxes and blocking energy projects to reject Catherine McKenna's plans for the economy. Please go to nogreenreset.com.